Hello folks and welcome back to another review. It's been a long while since I've done a video, but I'm here to talk about this book here. This is The Lost Adventures of James Bond by Mark Edlitz. Now, have you ever wondered what would happen in Timothy Dalton's third Bond film, or even his fourth? Well, then this is the book for you. This book is really interesting, and I'm kind of sounding like this video is a bit like a sponsorship. It's not. This is just making this video because I just love this book so much. It goes into a lot of detail about two versions of Dalton's third Bond film, and they're a bit far-fetched in my opinion. I don't think I would have liked them, especially one that's a bit comedy. They tried to do a comedy film with Dalton, which it feels a bit Roger Moore-ish and probably wouldn't have suited Dalton's take on the character of Bond. But anyway, this book is broken up into sections. Here we go on the front is Timothy Dalton's third and fourth Bond films, James Bond Jr. and other unmade or forgotten 007 projects from books, comics, TV. So if you're a sort of Bond aficionado, then you must know about the show James Bond Jr., which was I think it's 1992. It's during the License to Kill and GoldenEye stage. There was a 6-year gap between Bond films. They created a TV show, an animated TV show, which was left a lot to be desired. If you're interested in watching it, I'm sure there's some clips of it on YouTube. You can probably go on some animated streaming network thing and find it. Although it's never ever been released on Blu-ray or DVD. You know what? I find that quite sad. What they mention in this book, and they speak to they interview some of the creators and some of the writers on the show, and some people who wrote novelizations for the show. I would have been really interested in seeing it again, in a DVD format. Maybe have some special feature documentaries. But obviously, I find Eon Productions at the moment, who currently hold the James Bond license, they hold everything quite close to their chests. So maybe they're not very proud of it. I think it's elicited too in this book that they aren't very proud of the James Bond Jr. project. Eon aren't really happy with it. So it makes sense for them not to release it, but I think it's a shame. I think it would be nice to have it there, so you can have all the Bond films, all the Bond books, and then James Bond Jr., because it is a part of that Bond mythos in a way. It's part of the Bond lineage. I mean, it bridges the gap between License to Kill and GoldenEye as the form of Bond media that you can watch. So, very interesting, I find. The book has illustrations. There you go, part on James Bond Jr. Looks at sort of a gun barrel concept for the show, which is very interesting. It has a really interesting part on here we go. Here we go. Bear with me. It has a really interesting part on a Sean Connery adventure of Bond that was never ever sort of produced. It didn't really go anywhere, which is really interesting. Really interesting stuff. It talks about the BBC did radio plays during the early 2000s, and Toby Stephens, who played Gustav Graves in Die Another Day, comes back and talks about that. So it's a really interesting book, really great stuff. It comes with 2 covers. You can buy those on Amazon. I'll link it in the description below. It's fantastic reading material, and it comes with illustrations as well. I think this is some illustrations of Dalton Bond. His third film would have focused on technology and robots and stuff, and it just coming from License to Kill, and I love License to Kill so much. It is one of my favorite Bond films. It just wouldn't, I hate to say it, his third Bond film wouldn't have. I prefer the outline of his fourth Bond film. I prefer that much better than his third. But you'll have to see. You have to read the book to see why they don't get produced and stuff like that. It's really interesting book. I mean, Connery in a comic book. Why is he in a comic book? How do they get his likeness for a comic book? Find out in the book. It's really good. It's really good. He also, Mark Edlitz, also wrote a book called The Many Lives or Many Faces of James Bond, I think. Many Lives of James Bond, which I have not read, but I'm thinking about getting it after picking this one up, because it's just a goldmine of Bond facts. It's a bit like this book, Some Kind of Hero, which goes through each Bond film and tells you the process of making the Bond film. It's a hefty book, 800-page book, but that's really interesting. But this is unseen, unheard of stuff, Bond stuff. So I really recommend you check it out. Really recommend it to any Bond fan, any Bond aficionado, die-hard Bond fan. You're really, really missing out if you don't pick this book up. So that's my review. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.